it affects me on my daily life because like every time I try to do something, it takes a little bit longer than others, and it used to down me, but now it's like I just embrace it.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Here you go. The question is, how do you think people with ADHD process information and comprehend things on the daily?
By asking questions and asking to repeat certain things that they missed or didn't understand.
Can you speak a little more?
By asking questions on something they didn't understand or asking someone to repeat something.
Okay, thank you. So how do you think people with ADHD process information and comprehend things on the daily?
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I think they need it, whoever's talking to them to slow it down for them, or they need to break it down into their own math for them to comprehend it and understand in their own head. I think.
Thank you.
Ready? Yes, I do believe ADHD affects, students processing, even adults processing. Because guess what? If you are experiencing, ADHD or experiencing, attention deficits or anything like that, it will cause you to forget something. Maybe an important detail. Maybe cause you to look at your phone, get in a car accident. It can also cause you to, forget, keep your phone away, or you're on your test, you're fidgeting, and you just blank out. There's just a lot of different ways that, having ADHD affects not only students, but adults.
Okay, thank you. Do you think people with ADHD process information and comprehend things on the daily?
I think they might think it's complicated a little bit, or that it might have to be run by them twice before they can understand it.
Thank you. I'm recording. So, how do you think ADHD affects how people comprehend things and process information on the daily?
Okay, so although they may not have comprehend something as quick as others, it could still affect them overall, affect their overall learning style, because they learn and understand things more differently. But it just doesn't mean that there's something wrong with them. It just means that they learn differently than others.
Yeah, I agree. There's actually nothing wrong with these people. Just different ways to process things. So it may affect the person's ability to process, but it may not. It really depends on what side of the spectrum these are. But it can also give them a more diverse learning experience, being able to see things differently or having to be able to process things, because not always in a classroom do every student understand the same way. So being able to also point it out, or maybe not, maybe just people notice, gives the whole classroom a different experience having to learn with those people. It just gives it a more positive outlook, having to look at different outreach as well.
Kind of building on what she said, teachers should sort of accommodate for students with other mental disorders like ADHD, autism, stuff like that. So, because everybody learns differently, so they should do this for everybody in general too. But especially for people with mental disorders.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it? Okay. So, what is your answer?
I personally think people with ADHD, I mean, many, they all differently. I think they process things differently. Some might, it might just be in a flash. Others might be, kind of slow. But I think everybody just has, their own type of, unique way of, processing, information and stuff like that. That's all I can really think of.
How do you think people with ADHD process information and comprehend things on the daily?
I think it's harder because it's harder for them to focus.
That's it.
So I would say that processing information is a little bit more difficult because there's a lot of things that people with ADHD are often thinking about all at the same time. So sometimes doing things like checklists to help focus attention, chunking material, trying to remove distractions in the classroom. Those are all things that can help with that. That's all I got.
Okay.
sometimes like some people can feel like frustrated because they don't get things as like other people would, and it can make